You've just returned from Japan. How are things going there, and what is the status of our efforts to help our fellow Lutherans and to help them help others?
Well, the situation in Japan hasn't gotten appreciably better since my last trip there 6 weeks ago. They are still engaged in heavy cleanup, and there's still a lot of people living in emergency shelters, even though the Japanese government is now putting up some temporary prefab homes for them, especially in areas along the small fishing villages to the north of Sendai. The destruction is still evident, and people are still struggling. Now, as far as the way in which we can help and the things that are being done, the Japanese are working very hard, especially Japanese Lutherans. They formed an organization called Japan Lutheran Emergency Relief, and the Japan Lutheran Church, which is our partner church, is involved in that. And they are systematically setting up a number of relief programs. One is counseling for people who've been directly affected by this disaster. Another one is providing scholarship for school children who otherwise would not be able to go to school. I mean, understand, their families have lost their homes, they've lost their jobs, they've lost all of their possessions, and they've had to relocate. And so they would not be able to go to school without some type of scholarship, and then personal assistance as well to cover food, clothing, shelter, that type of thing. So they're working very hard at that. And then in addition to that, they are sending volunteers into the area. Now, in the area where the nuclear disaster has occurred, Fukushima Prefecture, they're really not able in the Fukushima Prefecture to send in people to that area other than people that are over 50 years old. The government just simply won't allow it. So they're working to get volunteers who could go to that area and assist.
Okay, what can we here in this country continue to do to help our partners in Japan?
Well, I think the main thing is to remember that this disaster is far from over, and that while Japan is a first world country, there are definitely needs there, and a lot of needs there. A lot more outside aid is needed in order to complete the work that's being done, and particularly the work that's being done by Lutherans. It's really good work, but it's really challenging, and it's expensive.
Okay, thank you. We also know that you will be leaving shortly for Haiti. What is the latest information you have on that country, and what will you be doing once you arrive there?
Well, thank you for that question. That's a good question. The latest information we have with Haiti is that the recovery continues. Now, this will be my 20th trip there since the earthquake 18 months ago. And I can tell you that the conditions have not improved hardly at all in Haiti, and that there are many thousands, in fact hundreds of thousands of people still living in makeshift shelters made of cardboard boxes or tarps or old tents. And so we're working right now. One of the reasons for my trip is to go back and see how much we've gotten accomplished with the Lutheran villages that we've begun to build. We have 3 of them being built right now, and particularly I want to go to Léogâne, an area in Haiti, and see, we've got 25 homes under construction there right now, along with a clinic, a church, and a school. And so I'm quite interested to see the progress of that. And then I'll be speaking at their national convention for the Evangelical Lutheran Church of Haiti on Sunday. So I have a lot on my plate this return trip.
Well, we wish you Godspeed, and we thank you for your work. And one final question before we don't take any more of your time. What can you tell us about the status of disaster relief in this country?
Well, we have real challenges here in the United States. Now, certainly we're better equipped to respond than, say, for instance, Haiti. However, the gravity of the flooding and the gravity of the tornadoes this past spring and summer have left us really strapped as far as being able to assist in every area. Tornado recovery continues, of course, in Joplin, Missouri, but then we shouldn't forget that there were equally devastating tornadoes all across Alabama and Mississippi. And so I'll be making a return trip to Joplin week after next, and then on to Alabama the following week to do some assessments and provide further assistance from the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. And as far as the flooding is concerned, That continues to be a huge problem. We're right now requesting volunteers to help with the cleanup of the flooding, both in Missouri, but also in North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota. And then, in addition to that, I'll be making a return trip to North Dakota in order to continue to assess the needs that are there. We had a Dakota Boys and Girls Ranch completely destroyed, and they're not going to be able to move back into that building, and that's one of our recognized service organizations. So I'll be meeting with pastors in North Dakota and in Missouri and in Alabama, the pastors and congregational leadership members over the next couple of weeks.
Okay, Reverend Merritt, thank you for your time, and we pray God's blessings on your work and on the work of everyone in LCMS World Relief and Human Care. We wish you well.
Thank you.